you that my creativity and innovation story starts here, really, when I was here and with my parents who are here tonight. At the time I was in college, my parents, who are my biggest heroes and mentors in my life, were creating their own company. And my dad is extraordinary. He is so special. Of course, as a child, I didn't realize this. Now I do, looking and seeing how amazing he was as he had invented a technology that transformed an entire industry. So as I was graduating from college, he said, come and help me out. And what a great time. I got to work with my dad. It was at a time, it was in the 80s, okay? So in the 80s was a fun, innovative time. Remember, that was the time when personal computers started to come out, and the phones used to be attached to the wall, and the first cell phone was this brick thing that you carried around that, can anyone relate to what I'm talking about? But in the 80s was a very interesting time for innovation. It was also an interesting time for women. So as I went into the workforce, women were accepted into the workforce, working their way up the channel to the boardroom. However, there wasn't too much going on as far as a model of being an extraordinary mother and a businesswoman. But guess what? That's what I wanted. I wanted to be a great mother, and I wanted to be a businesswoman. And I didn't know how I was going to do it. And which led me to my first opportunity, which was to be open-minded. So back in 1990, which I hate to say this, but 1990, all of the rest of the speakers weren't even graduated from college, okay? 1990, I'd already had 3 children. I had a lot of ambition and a lot of drive, and I was looking for an opportunity, and I was presented with an opportunity that was completely outside of the box for me, something I'd never done before. I had no experience. In fact, I was highly skeptical about this type of business. I didn't understand it. I didn't know what it was, but here's the deal. I was open-minded because I wanted a solution. I wanted to know how I could have it all as a woman. So I followed my inner intuition, my inner voice, and I jumped forward into this business of mine that I'm still in today. Now, I had a dream. I had a dream of having an international business. Well, this company at the time was just in the United States. I had a dream where I could have a huge multi-million-dollar business all around the world with no overhead and no employees and no accounts receivable, accounts payable, and all the headaches of traditional business. That's what I wanted. That was my dream. Back at a time when there was no internet, there was no cell phones, there was no technology that we know today. And so it was an interesting adventure looking back at what I did, but I jumped in. And today I have a business, we're in 54 countries around the world, a multi-million-dollar business, which I look back and I think, how could I possibly have known? And I didn't know. I didn't know, but I had a big dream, and I followed my intuition. And I just want to leave you with 5 key things to really consider that I don't think we teach enough in school. Number 1, you have to have a big dream. You have to have a dream that is so big that you don't know how you're going to do it today. It has to be beyond you. It has to be something that inspires you, that you get excited about, but maybe you don't even know why you're excited. But it's your dream and it's personal to you. And I believe that we are given this as a gift from the Almighty, and we're supposed to honor our dream, and we're supposed to go for it, no matter what it is. So if nothing else that I say makes any sense or gets any lights going, I don't see any lights on my talk. I don't see any of those little Facebook Live, thumbs up. If you don't get anything else out of what I have to say tonight, I want you to remember your dream. And I want you to go for it. That's the most important thing. Number 2, I want you to be open-minded. It might not look like you think it's supposed to look. I think God sort of tricks us sometimes. It's sort of a funny thing, but what I've found in my life is oftentimes the way I think it's supposed to look doesn't look anything like that. That's the big trick. The third thing is to follow your intuition and trust yourself, because you are given messages, you are given the solution, you are given the ideas, and you need to trust yourself. The fourth point, and it really is what I'm known for so much in my business, is perseverance. Do you know that most people in life quit whatever it is they start, whether it's the gym or whatever? Just by staying with something, you're putting yourself way ahead of the pack. Do you know that Thomas Edison, as far as being, do you think he was an innovator? Do you know he figured out 10,000 ways that it wouldn't work to get to the light bulb? Would you have had that type of tenacity, that type of perseverance? But the final point is to really decide when you go for your dream and make a decision to do whatever it takes, to go the extra mile, and to completely surrender to the process and to the joy of life, and really be with who you are and go for it. Thank you very much.